Welcome everyone. Hail to my fellow Selvan citizens. I am I.D.G. Curry, and I would like to present to you the official Shogun of the Heavens YouTube channel, where we will be walking the path in each chapter of Book 1, Fall of Immortals. Narrating this thrilling, action-packed, and dramatic fantasy will be yours truly, I.D.G. Curry, aka, for these sample readings, the Prophet of Pagulane. Now, without further ado, enter with me as we plummet to Gaia and into Book 1, Fall of Immortals. Prophet, proceed. Chapter 10. I bless you with ill intent. A cool and crisp morning greeted Mount Olympus, and the dawn met the master of gods and men, standing on the top of his private plateau. He stared into the horizon of thoughts, schemes, and machinations of the mind. Even with all his contemplation, he was still blinded to Zalda's intentions and his ultimate goal. Diving off his perch, Zeus transformed into an eagle, soaring through the strata to seek counsel from the Sisters of Fate. The Mirai waited patiently for their king's attendance in the throne room as Zeus flew through the doorway connecting the citadel to the central hall, and regressed to his true form to sit on the throne. Praise be to Almighty Zeus, Jupiter Optimus Maximus. How can the Mirai be of service to His Majesty? Said Atropos, the cutter. Even as they soak in the divinity of Zeus's presence, the three sisters weave the strings of fate dictated to them by Ananke. Greetings, sister. You are much welcomed in my palace. I have summoned you here to unriddle a vexing abnormality. Weave the thread of this Zaldan to me. I must know more of him and his origin, how it came to be, said the gatherer of clouds with frustration. The sisters halted their weaving as if time stopped around them. They were frozen, gazing towards one another as if trusting that the other two would have the answer. I have spun no such string, said Clotho shamefully. I have drawn no such string, said Lachesis angrily. What are you saying? Is the Mirai, the weavers of destiny, stating to me that there are beings who exist outside the jurisdiction of fate? Zeus replied unpleasantly. There is, however, a cautionary tale seeping from beyond the void about the subject at hand, said Lachesis. The son of a hurricane will fall from the heavens. His grudge will be as great as his burden, ending the world as you know it to be, quoted Clotho as the three sisters of fate faded away into sand on the wind, fleeing any unwarranted wrath of a displeased king. Thunder exploded across the heavens as Zeus's dissatisfaction soured in his mouth. Hermes! Zeus called out. In a flash, Hermes appeared at his master's bidding. Send word to Athena. I want regular reports on their progress. Her foreign mercenaries had better be worth the effort, or it will be the cosmos to pay. commanded the king of the gods. Before I take my leave, your majesty, you wanted to be kept abreast of Zagreus' progress. He has arrived at the caverns to the east and is about to confront the chimera you've dispatched him to hunt. At your pleasure, Dionysus has poured his newest vintage. It awaits you in the central hall. Concluding his report, Hermes bowed and vanished, carrying out his duties among the gods. The manticore, Zeus said to himself. It is a ferocious and toxic beast, one of the many byproducts of mankind tampering with powers they do not understand. The alchemist that created this abomination foolishly thought training it on a particular diet would change its carnivorous nature. Now it has ventured into my domain, feeding on my worshippers. Typically, this kind of prey would be hunted on the backs of elephants due to its size. I wonder how my son Zagreus will fare against it. Zeus's mind weighed heavy with thoughts and plots. He retired to the central hall, where he observed from on high as Zagreus confronted what could possibly be his greatest challenge. In a valley to the southeast, underground, traversing a system of caverns, Zagreus stalks the venomous creature in its lair. He was a handsome young man with a complexion of desert sand, and his brown hair hung down to his shoulders. His armor was well fitted to his lean and muscular build. The dark and dank cavities of the cave were littered with the scattered bones of unfortunate victims. Several merchants could be identified by their jewelry and torn clothes. The bones of slaves could be marked by the shackles clamped on their limbs. Zagreus pitied them the worst, since they were unable to at least defend themselves. Broken shields and swords lay next to the hopeful yet unfortunate warriors that chased glory into this feeding pit. The manticore could smell its prey skulking in the confines of its domain, savoring the scent of fresh flesh. The manticore began its hunt, crawling along the walls to ambush the kill. Chimeras are ravenous beasts, though fewer more so than the manticore. The fusion of a lion's body, a scorpion's tail, and a man's head made this predator especially lethal. Wagering his life on only a shield and spear, Zagreus was determined to claim victory over his tribe. As the youngest child of Zeus and Hera, Zagreus wanted to prove himself worthy. His brothers Heracles and Perseus made their names slaying Gorgons and accomplishing impossible feats. Zagreus knew that his time had come. It was his turn to show all that he had earned his place among the gods. Day after day he trained with Athena at Hera's request, sharpening his skills under the tutelage of Olympus's most deadly spear wielder. Zagreus hears claws grinding against the surface of the cave. The beast is on the move, Zagreus said to himself, crouching down and quieting his pace, checking corners as he progresses deeper into the earth, further and further from the comforting light, until he reaches a pocket of open space. It's here. I can feel it, he thought to himself. The hair on his arms stood straight, and a cold shiver shook its way down his spine. Zagreus could feel the manticore's violent intent. The stench of its last meal was seeping from its toxic saliva. A nocturnal hunter, the manticore is predisposed to the dark. Zagreus was now locked in a struggle between a predator and a hunter in close quarters. The manticore fixed its eyes on the son of Jupiter, clinging to the ceiling as it prepared to pounce like a silent killer. Zagreus prepared for combat, lifting his shield and pointing his spear at the growling he heard in the shadows. "You smell slightly different than my usual supper," said a voice echoing throughout the pocket. "Who's there? Show yourself. Step into the light," Zagreus demanded, using his shield to reflect the ray of light illuminating a third of the cabin floor. His brown eyes desperately panned around the cave in circles as the beast swiftly changed positions around him. "Usually, my prey is rank with piss at this point, but you smell confident." "Wonderful. The rank sours the meat," said the manticore, slowly approaching in the darkness. Zagreus tightened his grip. His adrenaline was spiking, his heart rate was steady, and the voice of wisdom counseled him to calm his mind. "No matter how many enemies are around you, nor the chaos that they might have unleashed, calm your mind so that when the moment of triumph presents itself, you will have the focus to claim it." Zagreus recalled Athena's lessons, digging his feet into the earth for firmer footing. The ray of light entering the cave reflected off his muscles as a disturbing silence suddenly choked the pocket within the cave. The only sound that could be heard was singular drops hitting a shallow pool in the cavern's abyss. Zagreus' heart stopped in his chest as the mammoth-sized manticore pounced upon him. Taken by surprise, Zagreus fended off the manticore's fangs with his shield. However, the beast used its large paws to knock him against the wall, embedding him in the cave's surface. Shogun of the Heavens Book 1 is available on Amazon and Amazon Kindle or for order at your local Barnes & Noble's bookstore. The Amazon link to purchase the book is in the description of the video. Behold, as we all dive into the world of myths and fiction. Book 2, The Throne Crusher, is still set to be released on December 9th, 2024. This installment changes the tempo of the story, allowing us to go deeper into popular role characters who will now step to the forefront of this epic tale. On this channel, we will be providing you a series of samples read from the Shogun of the Heavens book series and complemented by visuals from the story as envisioned by the author. Please like and share the video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below. Then, while you're at it, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where you can compare our competing galleries of artworks brought to life from the story. Thank you.